So with all my videos, I like to just get straight into it, but this one's a little bit different. I need to do a bit of an intro. It's just one of those topics. But I will, if you just want to fast forward to like 2 minutes, 45, 3 minutes, something like that, you'll see what you have to do. Anyway, recent changes to telecommunication networks in Australia has meant the big three phone carriers and their subsidiaries have had to drop the 3G network. Unfortunately, that means there's heaps of like relatively new phones, especially those that did partially use 3G but are 4G capable, they're no longer working. Before I get into fixing that, it helps to understand what's no longer working. So heaps of newish phones use 4G for data, but they use 3G for calls and SMS. Taking away the 3G network means the software on the phone needs to use 4G for calls and SMS now, but the software doesn't let it do it. So when you go to send a text or make a call, it just doesn't work. If you're here, you're probably trying to get your newish phone to work with voice over LTE. That's the new standard that allows calls and texts to be made using 4G data streams. I'm going to show you how to update your phone to do this, but because at the moment, like your firmware only wants to use 4G for data, but not for calls, unfortunately. In this example, I'm going to use a Huawei Mate 20 Pro, but this will work for just about any Huawei that's 4G capable. If your Huawei isn't 4G capable, then it's probably older than like a 2018 model sort of thing. So you might need to upgrade your handset. But if your phone isn't working anyway, then just give this a go, even if it's old, and it might work for you. Before I start, if you're visiting like Hong Kong, Singapore, China, anywhere in Southeast Asia, try picking up a cheap SIM card and throw it in your phone, in your Huawei phone, and then go to settings, system updates, software update, and then check for updates. And that should bring the latest firmware to your phone with less fuss than this. But alternatively, you can buy SIMs from places like travelsim.com or visit eBay for a Chinese SIM, which will run you about $40 or less, and you can give that a go. For everyone else, this is what you have to sort of do. I'm going to guide you through it pretty like step by step. I noticed there's heaps of other videos that show you bits of this process, but just about all of them have left out the crucial step, which is why so many people get like failed update message or it gets stuck on 99%. So follow this guide and hopefully you get through and it's all working. Also, please note, you can brick your phone doing this. I mean, it's not working for calls and SMS anyway, but you just need to know that there is some risk that the update goes wrong and the phone won't work at all. So back everything up first. So the first thing you need to do is visit the link that I've provided in the description and download these two files. It's these specific versions. There is other versions on the page, so make sure you look at the numbers, download these two files. And then in Windows, you need to turn off your virus, antivirus software, any antivirus, and firewall as well. So go into your settings, find your virus and threat protection and firewall sections and turn everything off. Then you're going to open up HiSuite 11.00650 OVE file and double click on the HiSuite exe. When you do that, you'll have a blue screen pop up that says HiSuite user agreement, and so you just click install. So that'll start installing, and then when it's finished, a screen will pop up that looks like this, where it's got your phone. At this point, don't plug your phone in, just it says device not connected, and HiSuite, it's basically just sitting on the front screen. What you're going to do is close that, so you don't want HiSuite open. Next, you're going to go to the other file you downloaded, HiSuite Proxy v3.1.3. Double click on that. And also on your desktop, just create a new folder and call it whatever you like. Once you've opened up the HiSuite Proxy file, you're going to select all the files and drag them into the folder you just created. So you're unzipping all them files into the folder that you just created on the desktop. And then go into that folder and open up the file that's called HiSuite Proxy v3, the application file. Now, the next part is the crucial bit that all the other videos seem to like leave out, but you need to change your date and time on Windows. So right click on your little clock in the bottom right corner and you want to click on adjust date time, and then a little window will pop up and you'll want to turn off, it'll say set time automatically, normally that'd be on, turn that off and then click set date time and then change it to any day you like let's say the 5th of July 2023. So you've got to make it in July 2023, as long as it's in that month. Don't worry about the time, it's just the month and the year. It needs to be July 2023. Okay, now go to the folder you created on the desktop, open that up and find HiSuite Proxy v3, double click on it. It'll bring up a window that looks like this, and essentially it's a lot to take in when you first open it. Don't worry, it's all good. What you're going to do is click on the little button that says setup. So there's a little cube that says configuration and you want to click on setup. When you've clicked on setup, it'll open up like a little screen and it'll have green and orange writing. So at the moment, nothing else should be open. The actual HiSuite software should be closed. And then you've clicked setup in HiSuite Proxy and it'll go through and do a whole bunch of stuff. If everything's right, most of the stuff will be green and there might be a line or two that's orange. But anyway, at the end, it will say checks finished. You can proceed to installation now. Leave all this open. You need to have this program running when you go into HiSuite. What this program does is it's going to intercept the request from your actual Huawei HiSuite software, and it's going to pretend that it's the server that's going to give the files to your phone. It needs to sit in the middle so that it can update your phone to the software that's actually from overseas. The next step is go onto your phone and check all your apps and make sure that HiSuite is not installed on your phone. If it is, uninstall it. But your phone, you don't want a copy of HiSuite on your phone. And then after that, plug your phone into your computer using a power data cable or your genuine Huawei cable, whatever. When you do that, then you're going to open up HiSuite, which you installed right at the start, and that will pop up and open, and it'll just say device not connected. And then when you plug your phone in, on your actual phone, you'll have to click transfer files, and then click, on the PC, it'll say a compatible version of Huawei HiSuite will now be installed on your mobile device. Do you want to continue? And you click OK. Then after it installs HiSuite on your phone will display a code. It's like an 8-digit number. And on the screen of your computer, it'll say what's the code on your phone. So type the numbers in that your phone has on it. And then your HiSuite will look like this, where it'll show that your device is connected. It'll show your contacts, messages, pictures, and videos on the software on the screen. I forgot to mention that when it installs HiSuite on your phone, it'll ask you for a bunch of permissions. It'll say like, can it access your contacts? You need to click allow for everything. So it'll say, can it access your camera? Can it access all these different services? You need to click allow for everything for this to work. And then basically in HiSuite, you need to click update, and you'll get a message saying this service needs to connect to the internet and collect information about your device. By clicking agree, you'll let us provide you with this service, blah, blah, blah. Just click agree. And it will say checking for updates, please wait. And when that happens, you'll see some stuff starts happening with HiSuite Proxy. Don't worry, it's all automatic. You don't need to interact or do anything with it. It's just intercepting the update request, and it's going to give you the best software. If you've done it all right, like for example, most Huawei devices will have EMUI 11. And if you just click check for updates in Australia, it will say your device is already up to date, but it's not, because EMUI 12 exists, but they don't want to give it to us in Australia for some reason. So when you've done all this and you've clicked update, it will say that there is now a new version available, which is 12. And that means that the HiSuite proxy's done its job and intercepted the update, and then now it's going to give you the latest one. So you just click the blue button that says update, and then it will start downloading. The download's actually pretty slow, like even on NBN, it takes a while, but you'll get there. And it's very important to note, if your download stalls at 99% or it says update failed, it means you didn't update your time on Windows, your clock. So you need to start all over again and make sure you do that step with the clock. That is the important step that everyone misses out. But if you've done that correctly, it will download 100% and then it'll start installing. After that, it's smooth sailing. So it'll, after it installs on your phone, it'll say done, give you a green tick. It would have put EMUI 12 on your phone, and it'll restart your phone as well. Leave your phone plugged in when that happens. Just let it restart, and it'll do the update, and it'll update your phone. And after you've done all that, you will now have EMUI 12 on your phone, and that means that you have voice over LTE and voice over Wi-Fi, which those two things combined will allow you to call and SMS on the new, now that they've taken away the 3G network, you can make calls and SMS over LTE, which is the 4G network, and that should all work sweet. Once we finish this process and your phone's all good, don't forget to go back into Windows and change your virus protection settings back to default and turn everything on, as well as your firewall settings. That's pretty important that everything goes back how it was so that your computer is safe. So that's more or less how to update your phone so that it can call on voice over LTE. That's for Huawei. I don't know if anyone's interested in knowing how to do it for Samsung's, Oppo, any of the other brands. If you are, just put it in the description down the bottom what phone you've got, and I'll make a video on how to do the same process for your phone. But this particular process will work for the Huawei's, and yeah, hopefully that gets you online without having to buy a whole new handset and save you some coin. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.